Okay, so this guy is ready to parent the mesh, and the mesh is all these shapes that make up his body to the armature. I've added some controllers, so let's go into pose mode so we can see this a little bit better. So to get to pose mode, I have to click the armature, and then under object mode, there's pose mode. These yellow bones have been constrained with the bone constraints here to have to be IK, and the IK needs a target, and the target. In fact, I can just cut this out. So now it's brown. You can see, not yellow, because the target's gone. The target has an eyedropper, and I can come over here and make sure that I'm choosing the controller, and now it's controlling it. So that's what these controllers control, is the IK on these bones. We'll have an example here in a sec. The nose has a controller, but it's not IK. It's copying rotation. Copying rotation, and you do the same exact way with the target. And so what they're green, and that means that I can rotate this nose with this wheel. Uh, and this is the main bone, and it has copy rotation and copy location. And I'm going to add one, in fact, so that'll be handy for us to see. So I can use this controller in object mode to rotate the whole character, because the whole character will be mesh. The mesh will be childed to the armature, and the armature is a child of the main. As you can see, all these dotted lines leading towards the small end of the main bone. So I'll be able to rotate the whole guy or move him around with position wise. But also, let's add another. So that's with the bone selected. The bone constraints are here. Add object constraint. No. It should already have a constraint. What was I looking at there? Did I delete it or something? Uh, oh, okay. I was seeing constraints, not bone constraints. I see. So those are two very similar logos. All right, so there's the bone constraints. I'm going to add another one. So add bone constraint, and this will be for scale. And the reason for that, adding that, is I might want to do some squash and stretch. When he walks, the top of his head might be lower and then higher as his feet move closer and further apart. It's common in animation. So I can use this circle for the same thing. X, Y, and Z. I don't care about the Y here because that would be in and out of the screen, and I'm not going to scale him that way. So here's my eyedropper, and just make sure that I'm getting the. Oop, didn't like that. Let's try this again here. Object, main controller. I see. This is strange. Custom space. Target in custom space, not world space. I think that'll work. Just sometimes you just gotta click things. Okay. I notice it also has this copy scale has this object, but I'm just going to leave this for now. I'll try it later and see if I'm actually getting scale from scaling this circle, if I can scale the whole guy. So that's all ready. One thing I may not have done here yet is, let's go back into object mode, and I'm going to look at the yeah, so there's some location, no scale information, but there's some location information here, and I want to just object, apply, all transforms to deltas. And I'll do the same thing for all the mesh parts. So those are all selected. Okay, they're all zeroed out. I'll do the same thing for all the circles because I may have all the circles. You know what? Maybe the best way is to get them here, huh? Okay, that's control. Yeah. Notice that these kind of forked Y shapes are all empties. Now it looks like I've got them all, so let's do this here. There's one that's been moved, or something has been moved, so let's just do this. Apply all transforms to deltas. There we go. So I've got everything zeroed out. It's ready to do the parent-child bit. And I'm going to do that here. So there are different ways you can try this, but I'm going to go with a way that has worked for me that I just kind of discovered by trial and error, and that is I'm going to select one part of the mesh and then shift select the armature, and the parent is always the last one you choose, and then control P, and this says set parent to, I'm going to say with automatic weights. And the hand changes very slightly, but I can show you how we're going to paint those weights. So I'll click away and click on the object, the mesh here. Under object mode now, there's weight paint. And it was not available until the object has been childed to the armature. Blue means no effect. No effect from, let's see, from which bone? I think I need, oh yeah, here we go. So in the data, this green coil here, I'll just roll this up and roll this down. Vertex groups, so these are vertices. So this somehow vertex groups is where we find this information, and I can pull this down a bit, pull this up. So each of these is one of the bones, and so I can choose the left shoulder and see what influence is having here, and there's none, right? All this is blue. But if I choose left hand, I can see a little bit of influence there. So that in fact is where the distortion occurred in the hand when I childed it to the armature. So we can do this from the bottom up. With my weight here all the way up, right, and that is so a little research I have to do. People using version 3 of Blender are not getting this circular brush, so I need to find out how to get that for them. That's something I need to do today. I'll include that information in the announcement of this video. So I'm going to click on the hand, and I'm just using the hand here, and I make it red. All the red vertices are being controlled now by the hand, and I might need to just make sure that no other bones are affecting it. Any close bone, like left hip, could be putting some influence on this, and I need to be careful there's no green here. So it looks good to me, so I'm going to go now to the left elbow. And starting where I left off, I'll get just as high as the elbow bone goes. And you can see as I do this, I get some, the distortion kind of rocks back into some kind of original shape. Left shoulder, I'll go to here, from here I'll go down, and it goes all the way down to where the left shoulder bone ends. Something looks strange with that. Oh, and somehow along the line I've lost that circle. It's just been pushed back. It's behind here. I can still use it or find it here. Nope. Where is that circle? I can find it in my list of objects. Let's go to object mode. I can find it in my, oh yeah. There we go. I put that up too high. I can find it here, left wrist controller. There it is. So it's just vanished for some reason. But in object mode, I should now be able to move that and see the arm. I'll hit G for grab. Yeah, and the arm moves with it, and this is what IK is good for. The arm is bending strangely right there. It does seem like maybe there is some influence from some other bone or something. So I'm going to go back into, I'll just undo that. I'm going to go back into weight paint. Come on. Into weight paint. Yeah, something here strange. So I want to see those bones again. Head. I don't see any impact on any of these. No green at all. Any other color but blue. Maybe there's just a little overlap or something. So I'll try this left shoulder. I'll try the left elbow. Maybe that's better. So let's see how it looks like now. Left wrist control. Yeah, it's just vanished for some reason. Grab. Yeah, so the arm bends a little bit better now. The elbow here is a kind of overlapping right here, and there's that damn thing. Overlaps a bit, and when I bend it, the elbow is flattened. So let's do one more thing here, and that is we can add to the arm. We can add smoothing. I don't remember object constraint. I don't see smoothing. It may not be a constraint. Give me a sec. Yeah, it is object mode. Click on the hand, and it's in under this wrench modifiers, and there is a add modifier, and there is a smooth. There it is, and that may help. So if I grab this wrist controller now. G for grab. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be terribly smooth. But that's something you can do and you can try. I think if it bothers me, I can go back into weight paint and look at this. So I think what happens is I want the bones here. I want to see the bones, which are under here. Yeah. Onion skinning. There we go. Left elbow, left shoulder. Maybe there. Maybe something like that. Left elbow. Maybe just like that, and then left shoulder. I could maybe go. I see. Maybe I'll bring this part down. There we go. I can kind of move these things around a bit, although that looks crazy. Left shoulder. I went to 0. Maybe that's good. try it again. Object mode. Left wrist. Grab. That's a better elbow. It's less flat. Although, yeah, and when it extends, I get this kind of crinkle shape, but I kind of like it. So, I'm going to say okay to that. And then I do it for all these other parts. So I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. I do it in object mode. I click the mesh first and then the armature. And then I hit Control P and with automatic weights, and I get this distortion. So then I select just the mesh, and in the data mode I look for the different bones. This should all be controlled entirely by the main bone. So let's see what the main bone has to say. Oh, I need to go into weight paint. There we go. I have my weight set to 1, so I should be able to just go around here and paint it all red. Note that sometimes you go over it and it's like yellow-green or something, so you need to make sure you go back and get it. It needs to be 100%. And it looks to me like there's some kind of kink in it here, so that tells me maybe there's a little kink here, that maybe the head bone is controlling something. Yes, so I can pull this down to 0 and make sure there's nothing there. The left shoulder maybe, yes. The left elbow might be. It is. And that, so those little kinks get ironed out. There's a little kink here. Maybe that's right elbow. Indeed, it is indeed. So those little kinks can really give you clues as to what bone might be influencing this thing. I'll go back into object mode, nose, shift armature, Control P with automatic weights, really distorts that. So then I'll get back in I have to get back in the object here, just itself, and let's see, it should be all the nose bone, so that's up here. We'll do weight paint, pull this up to 100% or 1 is the, and nearby bones may be having some effect even if it's all red here, so I'm just going to check the head. I'll check the main. I'll check the right shoulder, right elbow, right hand. So nothing else is likely. Maybe the right hip. Yeah. So that looks pretty good. Back to object mode. I'll get this arm. This may distort pretty badly. At least it did last time I tried this. Control P. Control P. Am I in the right mode? Object mode. I'll click the arm here, then the armature, then Control P with automatic weights. It did distort, but not as bad as last time. Then I select just the hand, and get weight paint. And I want the right shoulder to be controlling some of this. Weight needs to be up to 1. So that's good. And then the right elbow. Down to here. And then the right hand. Everything else at the end of the hand. So the thumb all the way to the wrist, yeah? Make sure that it's all red. And let's just check some of the others that might be influencing it. Yes, the nose. So this kind of I don't know why this issue comes around, but it does. Left hip? Main? No. Right hip is the one I really meant. Right hip. Not affecting it. Let's test it because it looks a little weird here. These gaps seem strange. I'll go into object mode, grab this G to grab it. And it is pushing here into the body, and actually I can see that this elbow is controlling a bit of the body. See that? So we can fix that, I think. Uh, so we can do a couple of things here. We can push this back in the Y, so GY, and push it back. See that? Something is controlling it still, I think. And that will help. So then now, yeah, but it's still pinching the body. The body is still being controlled a bit by maybe this elbow. Right elbow? No? Right hand? No? Right shoulder? Right shoulder. There we go. And let's test it again because it's well worth testing. Much better. And I'll grab it I'll grab just the hand and hit GY and pull it forward. So there is still something there, it seems to me, on the elbow that's being affected by something else. I'll just right click to refuse that change. You can see it there. So let's look at it one more time. Under weight paint, yeah, something here is being, not the right hip though, huh? Not the right knee, not the main. Sometimes, like I say, I will find, yep, there was a little green there. Okay, can I undo that? Yeah, you see that little bit of green? And I'll find that there's a little bit of green. Head? Nose? It should be down here somewhere. Maybe the knee, right knee. Did we do this already? Right foot? Something seems to be troublesome here. Maybe I'll go back to the right shoulder. Just get, so maybe it's the difference here somehow between, what is that? It's like one little vertex way over there. Strange. I've never seen that before. That may be helpful. I don't know what that might be. Really weird. But in object mode, grab, it looks fine, works well. Okay. I may have trouble with the feet, we'll see. Grab the foot, shift grab the armature, control P with automatic weights, a little bit of distortion. Just select the foot, weight paint, and then the bones. I want the left knee, so the left hip first, and that is influencing it a bit, as you would expect, and then the left knee. And I'll go all the way down to the bottom of the heel here, and then the left foot. And let's try it in object mode. G. Something is still affecting the foot, some part of the foot. So back to weight paint. And let's see if there's maybe the left foot, left hip. Oh, maybe the right foot is controlling. Yeah, the right foot is controlling some part of it. This right foot, see, it's controlling these parts. And I think that looks good. I will just try it again in object mode. Oh, something else is also still controlling that foot. Weight paint. So the right foot. Oh, the right foot is totally controlling it. I painted the right foot bone. The left foot bone is the one I wanted to paint. So that was me. That was all on me. Okay. And then let's get the left foot and make sure that hit is doing none. of any part of this foot. There we go. And object mode. Okay, yeah, the knee bends weird. I think I need to the left foot to control higher on this. I think I could try the other way if that's not the right answer, but I think it should control all the way up to here, and then the knee, the left knee, can control from here up a bit, but not below. Yeah. And then left hip should start up here somewhere. Wow, this is really kind of distorting strangely. Yeah, I'm going to undo that. Left hip can be, okay, we'll just start it right there maybe. Maybe that'll work. Let me give it a shot here. Object mode. Grab. Okay, so I think I can do this. I'm going into pose mode. I'm going to grab this foot. I guess I grab this. Could I move these things around in pose mode? I thought I could. Maybe the hip needs to come up a bit. And it looks to me like that hip is controlling some of the body too. See that? So I'm going to try that and then see if I can't get, I'll go in edit mode. Ah, that's terrible. Edit mode and pose mode are not the same anymore. I'm just going to undo that. I'm going to live with it for now. The way this moves is a little weird for me. But maybe I won't go that high. Maybe I'll bend it and I'll rotate it. Maybe something like that. So I'll just undo and I'll go on with the next foot for now. Grab it in object mode and parent it with automatic weights. I want to remember that the body was being controlled partly by this hip here, so come back and fix that in a sec. Weight paint. Right foot should be I think, to be the same as the other foot. It went all the way up here, maybe, and end maybe back here at the heel. Right knee would start here and go up to about the knee, and here it'd just be a tiny part. Right hip, and maybe none here. Something I haven't considered is I'm only using 1 and 0 as my weights, but there's half values I could probably use. But let's see here. Let's just object mode and move this. Let's see, grab. Something is controlling that besides, so it's some part of probably the other leg. So we'll go back into, so it might be the left hip. I need to be in weight paint. Left hip, no. Left knee, no. Left foot, yeah. Right foot, yeah. Okay, don't know why I did all those. And let's look at the body again too. Object mode, body, weight paint. This left hip, I believe. Yeah. So I think, fairly successfully mapped all these, all the mesh to the armature, and having those controllers, those little circular controllers, now allows me to do something like this if I want to. Although I will have to, I don't know why that circle has disappeared. It really is invisible. Uh, so to move it and animate it, I'll have the kind of annoying problem of going to the left wrist controller up here every time, and then I can grab it and move it. The curvature of the back of this knee is strange. This little lump here, so I may go and revisit the weight painting there. Uh, but in general, I'm ready to I'm going to say 0.5 and just see. 0.5. Yeah. Huh. Maybe I could use that some more. Got rid of that little knot. So now I think I'm ready to see what it looks like when I move it. Okay. I may have to redesign the legs a little bit. But it doesn't matter at this point because I can begin to animate. That's the next step. So I'm going to post this video, and I'm going to send an announcement that I did post it, and I'll send in that announcement a link to another video with a character designed a lot like this one. In fact, I designed this character to match that one in some ways, so that we could follow this animation tutorial, how to animate a walk loop. So this is not perfect, but I can still go back in and tweak things. I think I have learned that I can use maybe a mid-range weight painting to help some things. Yeah, maybe. So maybe there's some things I can do to make this a little bit better. Like that. So I may fool around with those. I can definitely see what's happening now a little bit easier. I can also, of course, I can bring these down. Give him longer legs. I think I may tweak that later. This is the end of this video.